Hi guys, I'm Kayla with Artistic Religion. Today's video is going to be a pumpkin spice, a little bit of drama, a little bit glam, fall makeup look, but still wearable. So, I have already filmed this makeup look. I completely did the entire video and watched it back, and about halfway through, probably not even halfway through, like right after I film like my first scene or like my first take, my mic dies. So I have no usable audio for the rest of the video. So I'm stripping this makeup look and I'm going to apply it again. And was I disappointed? Yes. Did I have to go run to Walmart to get a battery for my mic? Yes. Did I have to YouTube how to open my mic to put a battery in it? Yeah. So I'm a little flustered because I was really happy with that makeup look. I was really happy with the video and I felt like I was, it was gonna be a good one. I was excited about it. So here we are. Gonna redo it, and that's okay. That's such is life. I'm glad that I wasn't, on a time crunch or anything like that. This is just something that I like to do for fun. And I'm blessed that I can do this for fun, that I can just up and leave and go to Walmart and it takes me 10 minutes to get there and it's no big deal. So, we're gonna keep a good attitude. Alright, so I have just removed all of that makeup and we're gonna get back started. So I'm going to go in with the Morphe foundation. This is the Filter Effects Soft Focus Foundation in the shade Light 7. And I'm just going to take that on a beauty blender. Now this foundation always squirts out like a little bit more than what you think it is. So like when you think it's done, it's going to give you like a little bit more. Or at least mine does. So keep that in mind, that it kind of gives you a little bit more when you're not ready for it. So I am so excited about fall and winter. These are my two favorite seasons of the year. I love everything about it, from the pumpkin spice to the fall colors to the cider, the hot spice tea, all of that. The sweaters, I'm wearing my sweater and it's like 100 degrees outside. Fall is just in like a couple days and it's going to be like upper 90s to 100 the whole week. Welcome to Texas, that's how things are. But I've still been wanting to sit down and do these fall makeup looks and just kind of get in the spirit for fall. I'm definitely a harvest kind of girl. So I would love to hear what you guys look forward to the most with this time of year. Is it just cooler temperatures? The way you can dress, Thanksgiving coming up? Do you dread this time of year because of seasonal depression? Because I know a lot of people struggle with that. And I think I do to a certain extent, but not as bad as I know a lot of people do. But I don't like warm weather. I've gotten a little bit more tolerant of it as I've grown up, but I would rather be cold than hot any day. I had to redo my nails today. My skin's breaking out. I'm redoing my video. That just kind of sums things up, how things have been going here lately. Next, I'm going to go in with Tarte Shape Tape in the shade 16 in Light or Fair Light Neutral. And conceal my under eyes. And I'm also going to take that on my lids as well. But yesterday, I was in a really bad funk. It took everything in me just to exist. It was one of those days that was just miserable, and being in such a funk, I hate when that happens. So today I'm trying to make it a better day, even though it hasn't, the day isn't cooperating with me, but that's okay. I am definitely in a better mood than I was previously. I would love to know what you guys have been thinking about me putting out content more regularly, and not just makeup and motivation, but doing makeup looks and, my jewelry video. I know my jewelry video was a little chaotic and the quality wasn't what I wanted by any means, but it was still a little bit of variety for my channel. I'm going to go in with the contour stick, the matchstick contour stick from Fenty Beauty in the shade Amber, and just run that along above where that natural shadow hits my cheekbones and my chin, not my chin, my forehead, my nose, and the bottom of my lip. But I would love to know what you guys think of me putting out more content. If you like the variety, if you miss just regular makeup and motivation. I did miss last Monday. I just didn't have it in me to do. I haven't finished up the piece that I'm writing, which I'm really looking forward to doing a video on that piece. I think it's going to be really good and I feel really good about it, but I just haven't been able to finish it yet. And then plus, before I film that video, I want to do a part 2 to enlisting the help of Yahweh. That video for makeup and motivation, it wasn't this past Monday because I skipped, but it was the Monday before. And I would like to do a part 2 because I feel like I kind of left the video hanging in a sense. Like I didn't go into depth as much as what I wanted to with like how do you enlist the help of Yahweh, like more so steps that we can actually do and work towards. So I want to do a part 2 to that. That video, I just felt so in a fog mentally, like I couldn't focus, and it was like, you ever get in those times where like you talk but you're listening to the words you say but it's not making any sense at all, like you're just in a fog. And that's how I felt in that video, and that's how I feel a lot, and I don't like that. Next up, I'm going to go in with Rouge Romance from Glam Cosmetics, and I'm going to take the orange shade Tea Room. This is a very pigmented shade, so I'm applying this before I set underneath my eyes, because if I get carried away with this, I want to be able to tone it down, if that makes sense, because it is so pigmented, as you can see. And I am going to carry that right along the bridge of my nose, just barely, just to give me a little bit of a kissed, sun-kissed look, a little sunburn-esque, if you will. Alright, so I'm going to go set my under eyes. This is the Glam Cosmetics Brightening Lilac Under Eye Setting Powder. The shade is Brightening Lilac. And I'm going to be taking that on my sponge. This powder picks up like crazy, which I don't mind. As you can see, it picks up a lot. But I am going to set fairly heavily and on top of my eyelids as well to help with any creasing. And not taking any additional product, I'm going to just drag this excess down the sides of my nose just to give a little bit more definition, and then also pressing it into my pores and kind of working it in to tone that blush down. I'm also going to press into like in between my brows because I can get a little bit shiny there and I don't like that. Now with a big fluffy brush, I'm just going to work in any loose or additional product that's left on my face, dragging it down over that blush, across the bridge of the nose to tone that blush down, like so. Alright, now going in with lip liner. I want to do my lips first. This is Glam Cosmetics in Bold Brew. This is a really deep brown. So I just went ahead and lined my lips, but I am going to also feather in the lip liner into my lips a little bit more to give more of a gradient once I go over with my lipstick, because I don't want it to just be, oh, lip liner. I want it to have a nice faded, blended look. Next, going in with Glam Cosmetics Lip Cushion in the shade Sincerely Yours. I love this formula. It is not like a regular lipstick. It's probably, there's a piece of dust, that's why I flung it, y'all. But it is not like any lip product I think I've ever used. It is so good. And I am running that over where the lip liner is just to help tie in. I actually did this exact lip combo in my review for the Bougie Rouge collection, and like doing that video I did that lip combo and I loved it, so I wanted to do it again. And I know this is going to be shocking, but I don't think I'm going to put on my Rouge Volupté from YSL over the top of this because it has a nice cushiony texture. I don't want to gunk it up too much by putting on a glossy layer. I'm just going to leave it as it is. My lips are peeling. I hope it doesn't look disgusting. But it is what it is. So for my eyes, I'm going to go in with the Warm Edit from Viseart. This is such a cute little palette. I'm so used to like these big clunky palettes, but this is a really good palette. I've had this for a while. Haven't dipped into it too much, but the mattes are wonderful. The shimmers are a little bit chunky. I prefer a thinner formula and a little bit more shimmery. These are more like a satin, but they're still really pretty, but I did want to dip into this eyeshadow palette for today's look, being a pumpkin spice makeup look. So on a big fluffy brush, I'm going to dip into this warm, super warm mid-tone brown. And I'm just going to also tap off because these are kind of powdery. So I'm just going to tap that into my crease, carrying that all over the top of my lid as our transition. And with me, I do not like to start out with dragging motions because I do have excess skin on top of my lids from hooded eyes. It just becomes patchy, so I like to stipple, and I would highly recommend trying that if you have hooded eyes as well. Once the majority of the color's laid down though, then I will go in and start to do a dragging motion or swiping motion just to carry that color and diffuse it a little bit more, but I don't ever do that when I'm first initially laying the color down. So I'm going to do that to my other eye and just stippling. So I'm wanting to do more fall looks coming up because I just love this time of year and I like the makeup that comes with it. I don't know, just fall and winter have such a different makeup look to me. Like, you can go in for those really bold lips because you're not worried about like sweating it off from the humidity and just smearing it across your face. Like, that's the time of year when I want to do bright red or dark brown. Like, I want to do dramatic looks when it's cool outside. And I guess because like Texas is so like the humidity is insane here, so, and it's hot, so like I don't know if just the combination of the two isn't inspiring to me for makeup, but cooler weather definitely is. So I'm going to kind of diffuse that out a little bit. I'm bad about not doing it and just stopping it right at like the edge of like where my brow ends, but I want to kind of fade that out a little bit more and soften it. So I am going to be sure to blow that out a little bit. Back in with the same shade, I'm going to carry this along my lower lash line, and I'm going to pick up quite a bit on the brush, but I am going to tap it off. And I'm just going to start running that along my bottom lash line, and I am going to be carrying this and diffusing it pretty far down. You definitely don't have to carry it this far down. I just like the look that it creates. It balances the eye to me a little bit better when you have like a really heavy upper shadow and it's a little bit more dramatic. To me, the bottom lash line needs to kind of just balance the look. But you definitely don't have to go that far down. Alright, so now I'm going to be dipping in between this dark brown shade and this really pretty orange shade. I'm going to be dipping in like back and forth between the two to kind of create my own shade in between like that dark brown and the orange, just kind of marrying those two shades together. And I'm going to be stippling that on my outer corner up into my crease. I'm definitely not going to blow this out as much as the previous shade, but I just want to create some depth. And again, I am just stippling the shade on. And if I want it to be a little bit more orange or a little more brown, I'll dip into that shade more than the other. But right now I'm kind of evenly dipping between the two shades. Again, on the other eye. But I would love to know what you guys think about me putting out more content. I've had 2 to 3 videos fairly regularly. Or I feel like I've been putting out content more frequently now that I've gotten back on doing YouTube videos. I would love to know what you guys think. I definitely want to offer more variety with my channel, and I feel like my jewelry video was kind of you know, dipping my toe in the water with doing other types of videos. And I know it's still in my same like avenue of like my genre, you know, it's still in like within the same kind of field, but I do want to kind of branch out even a little bit further. I know the creators that I like to watch offer a lot of variety, and I like that. Just the original blending brush, no additional product. I'm just going to start buffing those two shades in together to kind of diffuse them and make sure everybody is happily blended together. Alright, same combination between this dark brown and the orange shade. I'm going to run that along my lower lash line, but only about halfway, because I don't want to carry it all the way into the inner corner and close off the eye. I want to do kind of just bring in a little bit of depth on the lower lash line, but not overboard. Alright, so since my lip color is a little bit rosy, I am going to dip into this purpley shade right here, and I'm going to just take that on my finger, and I'm going to stamp that on my outer corner, and I'm going to carry it a little bit up into the crease, but not much. And I will take a blending brush afterwards to diffuse it, but right now I'm going to stamp it where it's pretty intense on my outer corner. Again, on the other side, I just want to tie in my eyes with my lips a little bit more, and I feel like it just needs this rosiness that the purple kind of gives, this pinky purple. It's an interesting color. Alright, so on my finger again, I'm going to take this orange shade. It's a nice pretty copper color, and I'm going to stamp that on the other half of my eyelid, concentrating the color on my lid, but I will carry it up past the crease just a little bit, not too much. Again with my other eye, just to create a nice gradient of color and just to give it a little bit more interest to look at. So in with my blending brush, no additional product, I am going to just lightly sweep across the top so it can kind of diffuse the shimmer that is carried up past the crease. I know a lot of people don't like to do their eyeshadow like that. They're scared to put a shimmer in their crease, but to me it can be such a beautiful look. And if you blow it out and really diffuse it, it's just really pretty. Alright, so for my inner corner, I'm going to take this light champagne color on a wet brush. I'm sorry, I forget to bring Fix Plus. These are my eyeshadows, nobody else is using them. So I'm just going to stamp that in my inner corner, and I'm going to take my brush kind of like pointed like straight in and sweep up to the brow. Not a whole lot of product, just a little bit. To me, that creates a really interesting look on the eyes. Back in with the champagne color, I'm just building it up so it is intense, because I like a really intense inner corner. Now I'm going to go in with just this deep brown shade on a flat like pencil shader brush, and I'm going to stamp that on my lash line just to give it a little bit more definition. To me, this really makes a difference in eyeshadow looks. It kind of gives it that old Hollywood glamorous look with like a really soft liner. But since it's powder, it's not harsh or intense. It's really just pretty. And I am getting a little bit of fallout when I do this, but it's not terrible. Just sweeping that fallout away. Very light-handed. You don't want to press it into the skin. You're just sweeping it away. Alright, so now I'm going to apply mascara. This is the Rimmel Lash Accelerator, and I love this mascara, but everybody that I recommend it to, they hate it. So if you're considering it, keep that in mind, because I love it, but I don't know anybody else that does. But it works for me beautifully. So I'm just going to coat my lashes with that. So I hope this video turned out I felt really good about my last one, but my mic just gave out on me. So hopefully this one will be good, and I'll be able to post it within the week. Today is the 20th, so hopefully I'll be able to get that up. Alright, and that is it for this makeup look. Again, I feel like I am repeating myself, because I am repeating myself. You just don't know that. Or you just haven't heard everything I'm talking about. You do know because I've told you. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this makeup look. I enjoyed doing it. I'm really happy with how it looks. I didn't put any gel in my eyebrows, but let me kind of brush those down. But I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I really enjoyed doing it. I like this look. It's very wearable to me, but it's still dramatic at the same time. It gives you that kind of glam with the dark lips and the bold eyes, but it is still wearable and cozy and beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would love to know down in the comments what you guys think of this look. If you would like to see me do more fall looks or makeup looks in general, I would love to know. So if you enjoyed today's video, I would highly suggest you subscribe, or if you want to be notified when I post, hit the bell. Other than that, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.